Stocks simplified, profits multiplied. That's our new slogan here at Apex Investor. I just wanted to update you. First of all, I want to begin this video saying thank you to everybody's support, for everybody's support. It means a lot to me. I have really good news. Our channel, you can now access it by going to youtube.com/c/Apex Investor. It should load up. And still loading, but it should show you our channel when you type that address in to your URL box. It shouldn't take 10 minutes. Oh, there you go. There you go. There's the channel. And you can see our new slogan right at the top. We didn't have a slogan before, but this is our official slogan. Stocks simplified, profits multiplied. And you can see, wow, okay, we've got some views in that last video there. It's pretty good. And you can see the views and all that going in. So just thank you everyone for your support. And without further ado, we're going to do today's daily update. It is for Thursday, October the 14th. And today's big loser was Tiger, negative 21%, TIGR, Chinese stock. Why am I not surprised? We have the big winner, Gravy, GRVI, 39% gain. And I don't know these other ones, so I'm just going to go to the trending stocks coming up next. Okay. Now, the Dow Jones is up 1.5%, which may indicate really good news. When I look at my portfolio, took quite a hit there. Let's take a look at the big movers and shakers. Again, we're looking at least a 10% gain or loss. LMFA, negative 14. Moving on. MMTLP is down 13%. That's interesting. It's getting closer to my entry point of $1. So look at that a little closer. Metamaterials is down 2%, not too shabby, not too horrible either. Iron Net is down. So Dow Jones is up, but all my stocks are down. What's going on, Dow? What's going on? All right, Canaan. We have, where's Clover there? I didn't see Clover yet. GameStop at 183. So they're a loser today, just by a slight bit. And Clover, there you are. So Clover's in the green. But besides that, I don't see big winners on this trending stock list here. Bitcoin, big winner, right about to get to 60,000, probably by the end of today. If not by Monday, it should be at 60 grand. US dollars. Let's go Bitcoin. And Coinbase reacting positively at 260. I remember buying that at 220 at one point. So yeah, that's a really good stock. All the crypto stocks are just rejoicing and as Bitcoin goes up. Ocugen almost hit 9% there. AMC up to $40. There you go. That's all for the trending stocks. We'll just wait for these tabs to load. Okay. MMTLP, let's talk about this. So as far as I know, a lot of brokers have disabled our ability to purchase this. So that could be the reason why this is going down. You could probably only sell it at this point. So anyhow, it's trading between 140 to 175. I expect to see it go below 140. And the volume, again, 2.9 million. It seems people are buying this on E-Trade possibly. But yeah, the stock, or not the stock, the preferred share price is going down, which is just good for people who haven't got into it, such as myself. I wanted to, but I did not because I wasn't sure whether this was real or not. Now that we know it's real, entry point is looking at like 70 cents to $1. and you'll probably get your $20 per share. Next, metamaterials, the darling of this channel. See how they're doing next. So metamaterials was trading between 513 to 540. It had a volume of just over 4 million, which is about a fourth of the average. So I think that's all we'll say regarding that. I think all we need to know is the range. So we ended up closer to the low. Pre-market is a little bit up, but we'll see how it goes. Usually Friday is a down day for most stocks, especially trending ones and the ones that hedge funds tend to target. IronNet is coming up next. Oh, here it is. Okay. IronNet was trading between 10.50 to 11.16. So we're getting close to $10. And wow, that's why my portfolio is taking a hit, because I bought this at $12 and something. This is going to be a really good entry point at $9.36 to $10. So we're getting close to an expert entry point. I thought I entered an expert entry point. I did not. And the volume was just over half the average. So I might buy some more of this just to average down. If it hits $10, I'll pick up some more. But yeah, IronNet is a really good buy. May not seem like it at the moment, but I think we can see this going right back to $20 into the near future in the next 6 to 12 months. So that's all for IronNet. Next up is Clover. Let's see how that goes. All right, Clover was trading between 796 to 856. So Clover is showing some signs of life. And it ended closer to $8 or just right in between there. Volume was 18 million. Okay, so that's all for our trending stocks. We'll go to the news next. Okay, on Wall Street Bets, there's a meme posted here, recession canceled. Seems like that they're printing money, they're going to raise the debt ceiling and so on. They're not really addressing the problem underneath, simply sweeping it under the rug. And that's not how you deal with problems. Unfortunately, I think that's how the US has been dealing with the problems for a long time. And this dates back to when they remove gold, where their dollar is no longer backed by gold back in the 70s. So I do think the bubble will burst eventually. Is the stock market going to crash on Monday, this coming Monday? It could, but it could happen by the end of the year. But anyhow, they're only delaying the inevitable. And I truly believe this crash is going to happen. Whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. But that being said, once it does crash, it is going to recover. And that's just the way the stocks are, and the stock market itself behaves like a stock. There has to be corrections followed by recovery periods. Okay, here's a post from Wall Street Bets, one of the top posts. Somebody talking about how China is connected to the rest of the world in terms of the global economy. I'm going to start reading off here. 90% of you are new here to Wall Street Bets within this past year. And most of you newbies have not ever traded in a bear market. You subconsciously believe 100% run-ups in 15 months is fairly normal. Like we saw the GameStop and AMC. No, that isn't normal. Those are exceptions, anomalies. Evergrande is not a joke we should sit across the globe from and laugh about. Evergrande is the tip of the iceberg, and the housing market in China will collapse. They're literally destroying buildings with TNT, like whole tons of buildings over there in China. In China, housing is 33% of their GDP. In the US, it's 6.2%. You can't put two and two together. Tens, maybe hundreds of millions of workers in China will lose their jobs as the economy tries to adapt to the fact that housing is worth half of what they thought. Those with capital in the property market, and that's 90% of the population, they're going to realize that their paper wealth is worth, once more, they're going to learn again, half of what they thought it was worth. And they're going to stop spending as much on their iPhones and French designer apparel and Model S's, causing a global recession. And I have to correct this statement. It is a well-known fact, if you look it up, that most of the Chinese people in China, not talking about Chinese abroad, although it could be true, 50% of their paycheck goes towards their savings. I don't think even Americans save 20% of their paycheck towards savings. That's what the Chinese are doing. And if they're failing, if their economy is going to be failing, that is a big red flag for the rest of the world. And no, I don't think they spend extravagantly. They spend wisely. They spend what they can afford. Those who lent to certain Chinese corporations probably are not getting their money back. They are screwed. Assuming they don't pay their offshore bond payment, Evergrande will be in default on October 23rd in 9 days. Probably mid next week, the media will finally start talking about it again, and fear will finally kick in at the markets, and we're going to see more blood. So again, this isn't over. I don't believe we've dodged a bullet. Whatever happens in China could have a ripple effect in the rest of the world's economy, just as we saw with the virus having a ripple effect across the world. Perhaps this is another way that China will affect the rest of the world. Why isn't the market pricing this in yet? Well, guess what? This same thing happened in 2008 in the US, the housing market crash. Half of the smart young money kept the price up while they slowly dumped their bags behind the scenes and even shorted the housing market. Just watch The Big Short again. There is a substantial period where swaps are not priced properly, even as defaults skyrocket as various investment banks try to get ahead of the crisis and head for the exit in a crowded theater. In my opinion, the people who are going to hurt the most are the people who have been selling naked puts and making bank for the past year, and they don't realize how exposed they really are. Are you kidding me? Retail selling options en masse is a recipe for disaster. I hope they at least use spreads. Volatility is way undervalued, given all the near-term concerns. And it's entirely possible for some of the big ticket names out there to drop 50% over the next 3 to 12 months. So I'm not sure if he's talking about stocks. Okay. So Amazon and so on, Walmart, Tesla, Apple. Margin calls will fuel the downward spiral. This time the public is not going to be as supportive of J-Powell's money printer because they're going to be sick of inflation. Let me put it this way for you to understand. September, October, November, December. Some of my positions puts on HSBC, so the Chinese bank, I think, Tesla, SPX, ARKK. Coinbase is one of them. That's a good pick. Long on, I think it's Pfizer, Exxon, Mobil, the oil and gas, and Facebook. Why do you put Facebook there? Coming to you on a green day. In a bear market, there's a saying, short the rip. Yeah, this is not financial advice. Okay, you could be wrong. Okay. So we'll see. I think that's a bold prediction, but I don't think he's got everything completely wrong. I mean, he does say the Chinese housing market and their economy could affect the whole world. Will that happen? Time will tell. A big question in my mind is the United States in a bubble? Are they isolated from the rest of the world, that whatever happens in China will not affect them to 1%? I don't know about that. Okay, what I opened this, the cucumber. Did I miss some DD? Someone said if we cross $200 in GameStop today, she will part the Red Sea with some organic produce. What? Oh, that sea. Okay. Like, what sea? The red. Took me a while to get that. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm browsing through these metamaterials subreddit here. Somebody posted, I'm extremely confused. What happened to metamaterials? All I'm seeing now is MMTLP. We should not lose our metamaterial focus. And no, you know what? metamaterials and MMTLP, they're the same thing. They're not the exact same thing, but if MMTLP succeeds, MMAT succeeds, and vice versa. And this whole talk on MMTLP, it's going to end once the dividends are issued. It's not going to be here forever, but we should take advantage of this opportunity to be able to have the rights to have the dividend paid out to us. So I don't see a problem with that, but don't focus on it to the point that you don't look at metamaterials, the stock itself. You should divide your attention in a responsible way, just like people did with GameStop and AMC. They didn't focus all on GameStop. They didn't focus all on AMC, although some channels did. It was hard for them to divide themselves. So, I mean, Trey from Trey's Trades decided to go all in on AMC, not GameStop. And then you have channels like Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce there. He didn't focus on AMC, he focused on GameStop. So, I mean, you pick your side. This channel doesn't pick sides like that. I am pretty much, I don't have a position in either AMC or GameStop, but I'm for both. I don't think it's wise to pit one against the other and just say, if they both succeed or if one succeeds, you should be happy for them. Okay, I'm going to pick out some really good reads here. We have breaking news regarding the short interest from Fintel. It says short interest is over 25 million shares for metamaterials, and that is 4.41 days to cover. Short interest of the float is 10.83%. Dark pool short volume over 1 million and 51%. So I'm going to take a closer look at that. Here we have some Ortex data for metamaterials, talking about exchange reported short interest. It says here 25 million, and then estimated short interest percent of the free float, it says 9.9%. So we're getting a lot of mixed numbers here. Percentage of free float on loan, 18%. Shares on loan, 43 million. Days to cover, 2.3. So we got over 4 days on the other one, Fintel, and then we have here 2.3. Cost to borrow, 6.8%. And I've seen different figures on other websites. Utilization, 93%. So it looks like it's going up. But in any case, whatever the numbers are, whether they're 100% short interest, I take it all with a grain of salt. I've learned that you cannot trust these numbers that they share. So I'm going to keep reading on here and give you the best. Okay, welcome back. As these tabs are loading, there's like 20 tabs or something. I want to mention, what is the best strategy regarding MMTLP? And I'm going to say it just straightforward and not beat around the bush. Buy whatever number of shares you want, whether it's you want to buy 10, 100, or 1,000 or more. You buy that and just forget it. Just forget it. Don't even look at it until the dividend is given out, because we all know what those shares are worth. They're going to give you at least, it's looking like $10, and looking at the price of oil going up, it's only going to get higher, probably into the $20 range and above. So whether you're buying it at $2 or $5 or whatever at the MMTLP, as long as it's below 10, I think you've got yourself a good deal. So personally, I intend to buy some at $1, preferably at the price of $1 or less. And I'm going to just buy whatever amount I'd like and then just forget about it. I'm not even going to look at MMTLP at all. I'm not going to look at it at all. Not that I won't look at it for this channel. Of course I will, but I'm not going to look at it in a way that, concern. I'm not going to look at it in terms of me being concerned with the price, because I know what they're worth. So maybe I should just stop looking at it altogether for this channel. But yeah, that's probably the best approach. And you know what? I'm considering not even tracking it for the sake of this channel, just to prove a point, because we all know this dividend is worth at least 10, 20, maybe more than that. And with the rising price of oil, it's only going to get higher. So I'm just going to buy however many of the preferred shares I would like. And that's the strategy I suggest for you as well. Just get it over with and forget about it and focus on metamaterials again, because we're really here for the company and its products, not because of some dividend. Not that it's a bad thing, but it isn't the main thing. Again, it's like a side quest. You don't put 100 hours into the side quest when the main objective, the main mission, the main storyline, and using a video game analogy, you don't ignore the main quest. You try to defeat the last boss, so to speak. Okay, so Oilco Holdings, a registered agent is Corporate Creations LLC. Corporate Creations is now part of the Computershare group of companies. I think this is the way. Have you seen Hudspeth Operating's building? It's huge. I'm assuming you all heard of how Computershare is the way via Superstunk. Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know all about it, but I've heard about it. George knew that already because he's smart. Duh. So direct registration means it cannot be shorted because it's direct registered to whoever owns it. That would explain how the shorts would be very much trapped. Oh, that's a good point. But it all comes down to what Oilco is. Hopefully we find out soon. So that's speculation, but yeah, it's interesting to see if there's a connection there. Okay, moving on. I'm going to talk about a little more about MMTLP, just because I think I want to make this important point. GameStop or AMC, whichever. Let's just say they have a dividend, okay, and you can buy shares to get the right to the dividend, and they call it GameStop preferred shares, GMEP, and then AMCP. Are we going to complain and say, these GameStop holders are divided between GameStop the stock and GameStop the preferred shares? Of course not. They're both for GameStop, but because we're on the side of metamaterials, we don't just see the situation for what it is, that it's benefiting metamaterials. Whether you like it or not, it's going to benefit metamaterials. If the dividend gets to $20, $40, $50, metamaterials is going to go up as well. This isn't an argument of, metamaterials being divided and losing power or something to MMTLP just because people's attention is being swayed. No, it's simply another avenue for metamaterials to make money. So GameStop having a preferred share or AMC having a preferred share because if they have dividend being issued, we should be happy for those people, and we should be happy for ourselves. Or if you're not invested in metamaterials, you should be happy for metamaterial shareholders, because this was a very smart move strategically, financially, and in so many ways to really protect metamaterials from all these shenanigans that, we're seeing it now, but that's only temporary. It's not going to last forever. When we look at the shorts and hedge funds, taking a swing at metamaterials, thinking they can get away with it indefinitely without any repercussions. No, that's not going to keep going, because we could use that argument when GameStop was at $14, $20, went up to $500, and then was shorted to $30, $40. AMC went up to 20 and then was shorted to $5. Did they stay there? No. The answer is no, it won't stay there. And metamaterials has not stayed at $2.80 or $3. No, it's left that behind, and we're going to see great things in the future for metamaterials. So that's my rant there. A big bet on nanotechnology has paid off. Okay, the National Nanotech Initiative promised a lot and delivered more. So people thought nanotech was a gimmick. There was a federal program from President Clinton in 2000 to support nanotech research, and it was a significant financial bet. Today, it's clear this initiative did more than influence the direction of research in America. It catalyzed a worldwide effort and spurred an explosion of creativity in the scientific community. Okay, why does this matter? Okay, it matters because nano electronics were already powering laptops, cameras, and other consumer devices by the 90s. Chips kept getting smaller and more powerful. So the miniaturization of electronics would have continued even without the nanotech. So we've come a long way from tiny robots. Looking back, NNI and the investments that came with it served as an inflection point. Okay, let's get to the bottom line. What the nanotech initiative did was move nanotech into places it had not significantly ventured into before, like medical, chemical, optical, transportation industries. Size-wise, the nanoscale is comparable to biological structures such as proteins, viruses, and DNA. Okay, I like this so far. This realization has allowed the preparation of unique classes of hybrid nanobiostructures that have fundamentally changed how we study, track, and treat disease. So I think what he's saying, not what he's saying, what he's saying essentially is that as much as metamaterials as a company and their products can get into so many different fields, such as medical and so on, you look at the microchips and all these different applications, EV markets, nanotech on its own can do that as well. Metamaterials has acquired nanotech, not nanotech as a whole, but I mean a specific company. So that's really good news. And I thank you for that post, giving us a bigger perspective on just how big this industry is potentially and actually is. So days to cover, we looked at this already. I'm just going to look at a few of the comments. Days to cover is rising because our volume has been dropping. It's based on our average trading volume. The lower our volume continues to be, the longer it will show for days to cover. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so that explains why that's happening. So thank you for that. And as much as I rant on this channel, we have rants all over metamaterials, people complaining about hedge funds. You know what? They're not forcing you to sell. They're not forcing you to sell. You can do whatever you want. Sometimes they take out the buy button. So yeah, you can't buy, but no one's forcing you to sell. It's not like GameStop and AMC with Robinhood and all these hedge funds, selling off your shares for you. That's not what's happening here. So let's not get our, underwear into a knot here. Just do what I said. I'm not a financial expert or advisor. You don't have to do what I say, but if you do, it wouldn't hurt. So my advice is buy it and forget about it. Just stick with that. Don't complain about it. Don't get worked up about it. Hedge funds are going to be hedge funds, but once those assets are sold off, Torchlight, we're going to see the stock and its dividend go up astronomically. So time will tell, but I have a really strong feeling this is what's going to happen in 2022. Metamaterials, it could be the year of metamaterials, the stock. So I'm curious about your thoughts on this. Okay, adjustment, ACAT reversal. I'm not sure what this means. So options, yeah, I don't get into options, so it's not too risky. I wouldn't get into options. I mean, you have buying stocks a la carte. You just buy the stock, and then you have options, and then which is more risky than the stock market. As much as the stock market is an informed, educated gamble of sorts, the options market is even more of a gamble. Then you have the OTC markets, which is the wild, wild west. So we have here Torchlight oil assets getting ready for a sale. So this is the Oro Grande. Image date January 13. Okay, so we have just people just chilling on the metamaterial subreddit now. The fact is they have the assets. They're worth billions of dollars. You can make fun of it if you want. You can make fun of billionaires. You can talk whatever crap you want on the internet, but unless you do something about it and you actually put your money where your mouth is, it doesn't make a difference. You can just say whatever you want and troll. Anyone have any idea what the name means on Schwab? MMTLP is listed as both metamaterials, meta MATLS, preferred MMTLP, but also 0% PFD. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. The shares have got the same QSIP number as elsewhere. A Schwab broker said the 0% part means not indicating that there will be payouts at this time. It's saying that currently does not pay out a dividend. Not yet. Well, I explained the Torchlight metamaterial situation to him more. He did say MMTLP should be eligible for that, the payout, when they do issue the dividend. And it's not saying we'll never receive a dividend. He also said PFD means preferred shares. He also said the extra redemption part of the name means extraordinary redemption, where the company and not the market makers have the right to recall the shares if due to an extraordinary event. So, you know what? I'm kind of getting the feeling that these MMTLP will not be there forever. We could actually see them disappear altogether from being bought and sold on the OTC market probably by December. I don't know. Just throwing out an educated guess here, but I feel like that's a limited time offer. So I should probably get into that by the end of the month, if not sooner, just because this isn't going to be there forever. And when the assets are sold off come December 28th, and then the dividend is then issued, well, this MMTLP will just, vanish in the wind, and whoever is in possession of them will then be entitled to the dividend, which will be, again, estimated guess between 10 to 20, maybe as much as 40 though. So we have this, and I don't like this company very much. Robinhood, I'm very much against them. I got this as well. I have a feeling it will go up and be some good gains. Yeah, don't stay with Robinhood. They're going to screw you over. So that's all for that one. We have 4 more to go. George Pellicara, CEO of MetaMaterials, tweets here, incredible lineup at the next AR reality event. Cannot wait to listen in from Jonathan Waldron and other top speakers about the challenges and opportunities in augmented reality. So that was just, that's today. Yeah, it's today. He tweeted this at 4:52 a.m. What are you doing up so late? Maybe he woke up early. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm intrigued to see just how much metamaterials can not only be involved in AR, but what kind of impact it can have on that sector. And when we look at heads-up display being in, glasses and windshields of cars, that could be part of that equation of AR being implemented in people's lives in a very functional way, not just for video games, but for actual life applications, whether it's military, aerospace, with pilots, heads-up display, or just driving your car with citizens driving their cars. So the OTC market is letting hedgies short our preferred shares. Is that right? Doesn't matter. As long as you have the shares, you'll get the dividend. And this guy's got his priorities set in order. Thank you for that. That's exactly what I was just saying in this channel, that you should buy the MMTLP to your heart's delight and then just put it away. Don't watch it anymore. That's the best approach to this. The price is meaningless. Exactly. It's all mental. It's all the price is mental. It's all in your mind. It's not. It's psychological. It's not an emotional price. It's psychological. Maybe it is a little emotional too, but the price is going to be the price of the dividend. It's not going to be anything else. They can short it to negative 10 cents. They can short it to negative 1,000 million. Doesn't matter, because whatever the dividend is what you'll get. You're not going to get negative. You're going to get the dividend. You're not going to get whatever the share is worth. You're going to get whatever the dividend is worth. Okay, so moving on. We are divided. Not really. We're not divided. You're only divided in your mind, my friend. The focus here on this channel is metamaterials. That's why the preferred shares are not GameStop preferred shares. They're metamaterials preferred shares. Why would they allow us to buy it? Well, they're kind of covering their own butts, aren't they? Meta's been dropping. Not really. I mean, Meta has, I've been tracking the stock for the last at least 2 months now, and we can see that Meta Materials is in a lot better position than it was 2 months ago when it was at $3, couldn't even go over $3 for a while. So no, I don't think it is us being divided. That's all in your head, buddy. I'm sorry. That's in your mind. MMTLP genuinely lost and was hoping somebody could explain. If people are allowed to purchase it, will they get the dividend? Yeah, of course. If so, what's the point of holding through the merger? Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I felt the same way that what's the point of me buying these stocks? And some people bought at $20, some people bought at 10, some people bought at 15. And they did so on good faith that they would be rewarded more immediately. They didn't think they'd be waiting this long from June. They thought the dividend would be like boom, 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 and here's my dividend, within like a week. That's not the way it's panning out. We're being tried. Our patience is being tested. But I think when we come out of this, I have a strong feeling that we're going to be richly rewarded for our patience. So, I mean, that is life. Some people bought GameStop at, 10 cents. Some people bought it at $1. You get it at the price you enter in. Your entry point can make you or break you. I mean, this channel, we're all about simplifying the stock market. We're all about multiplying your profits and my profits. But thing is, if your entry point isn't a good enough entry point, or low enough, I should say specifically, that's going to burn you, or it could make you a millionaire. So if you're buying metamaterials or GameStop or whatever at the all-time high price, you're going to get burned. I mean, as I was with GameStop, I bought it initially at 60, and then I bought some more 90, and I was pressured into selling it at a loss. And then it went up to 500, and then I was kicking myself in the foot, or whatever. I was kicking myself, and I was really down on myself. And I realized, the stock market has always been about buy low and sell high. So why the heck am I buying so high? It's because of the FOMO. It's about all the hype that is being on display on Wall Street Bets and all over the internet, all over, people's comment sections and stock twits and everything. People just going bananas, quite literally and figuratively with when it came to GameStop and AMC, and even with TLP and metamaterials, whatever stock it is, whether it's a preferred share or not, we have to temper our emotions. And I used to do videos during the market hours, and I realized that was a big mistake because the market's always going to change, from minute to minute, from second to second, from hour to hour. It's so volatile that whatever price you think something is worth, it can shake you from your foundation and get you to sell at a price you didn't want to sell, or it can get you to buy at a price you didn't want to buy at, a lot higher too, is usually the case. So, and to sell a lot lower than you wanted to. So that the best approach in life, and especially when it comes to stocks, is you buy it and you forget it, and you put your sell order and you forget it. Know what something is worth. You do your research. This channel likes to show you the perfect entry points. Well, not perfect, but the best entry points, the best exit points. So yeah, we're all responsible for ourselves and our portfolios. So you can do whatever you like. You can take my advice regarding MMTLP, metamaterials, Clover, Ride, whatever it is, Hylian. But it's up to you what you want to do. But again, a lot of it comes down to our entry point and our exit strategy. So what is your entry point? Again, with metamaterials, it isn't all over the place, as some people would like to think. It is very much set firmly in my mind, kind of in stone almost, that the entry point, which is almost foolproof for metamaterials, is you're looking at $2 to $3. I don't think it'll get any lower than $2. In terms of resistance, once you pick this up at $2 to $3, or if you picked it up at $4, congratulations. If you pick it up now at $5, congratulations, because yes, you can sell this at least $20 This was up at $21 not too long ago, back in June. Back in June. That's only 4 months ago. Less than 4 months ago, we were at $20. So you can sell this for almost 10 times what it was worth when you bought it. Or if you wait longer, you can sell this at 50 or 100 perhaps in maybe 5-10 years time. So that's all it is. You put your buy order. So personally, if I have, let's just say 50,000 and I want to go all in, go YOLO on metamaterials, I'll put in a buy order for $3. $50,000 going into to buy $3 shares of metamaterials. And then when you pick that up, whatever X amount of shares that is, put your sell order for $20 or higher, and then just say goodbye. See you later. I won't watch you ever again. And when you get the notification on your phone or email or however you receive your notifications, then that's it. You did it. You passed the test of patience. So that's all I have for you today for this daily update. Didn't seem to be much in the way of news today, but I think it was really talking about MMTLP, buy it and forget about it. That's probably the best strategy. That might be the title of this video. Just buy it and forget about it, and buy it low too. Don't buy it too high. But when it comes to MMTLP, we might have a limited time and no one's talked about this yet. So I might make that the title is that MMTLP is a limited time opportunity. It may not be here forever. It may not be here even to the end of this month. So I would suggest and encourage you to really get onto that before it goes away. It's a little bit of FOMO, but it's a little bit of reality as well. Once those MMTLP shares are gone, they're going to be gone forever. You won't be able to buy them ever again. And once that dividend is given out, you're going to be left in the dust. So that's all I have for this update. I'll do another one shortly after the market closes. Thank you very much for all your support and all the likes, comments, and the new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining. And, please like, whether it's this video or whichever video of mine you found really helpful, so that I know what kind of content you like. If you like more of the stock profile kind of videos, I'll do more like that. But if you prefer ones where I talk about metamaterials more specifically, and when it comes to the Reddit subreddit of metamaterials, or if you want me to talk about EV or Tesla, let that be made known by upvoting, or I should say not upvoting, but liking those Tesla related videos. It seems that Black Monday video is really picking up. People like to look at that, and that's very smart. It shows that people are very intelligent, and the viewers here are very intelligent people. So one thing I do recommend, probably the top thing when it comes to that impending stock market crash, is to set aside 50% of your whatever you're worth and as cash ready to get into that stock market once it hits rock bottom, and then you're buying up all these really great stocks such as metamaterials, GameStop, AMC at dirt cheap prices. And then once it recovers, you're going to be a millionaire pretty much overnight. Well, not overnight, but once it recovers. That was advice my dad gave me. And, it's really good advice. And I believe it's going to work out for not just myself, but for all of you who take that. So thank you very much once again. God bless you all, and may God bless your investments.